Mother! Now say, Chatillon, what would France with us?
Thus at the greeting speaks the King of France in my behavior to the Majesty, the borrowed Majesty of England here.
A strange beginning, borrowed Majesty.
Silence, good mother. Hear the embassy.
Philip of France, in right and true behalf, of that deceased brother Geoffrey's son, Archduke Plantagenet, has most lawful claim to this fair Island and territories, to Ireland, Poitiers, Anjou, Touraine, Man, desiring thee to lay aside the sword which waits usurping these several titles, to put the same into young Arch's hand, thy nephew with right royal sovereign.
What follows if we should disallow of this?
The proud control of fierce and bloody war, to enforce those rights so forcibly withheld.
Here we have war for war, and blood for blood, controlment for controlment. So answer, France.
Then take my king's defiance from my mouth. Be present them into my embassy.
Bear mind to him, and so depart in peace.
What now, my son? Have I not ever said how that ambitious Constance will not cease till she has kindled France and all the world upon the right and party of her son? This might have been prevented and made whole with very easy arguments of love, which now the marriage of two kingdoms must with fearful bloody issue arbitrate.
Our strong possession and our right for us.
Your strong possession much more than your rights, or else it all must go wrong with you and me. So much more my conscience whispers in your ear, which none but heaven and you and I shall hear.
Our abbeys and our priories shall pay this expedition's charge. What men are you?
Your faithful subject I, a gentleman born of Northamptonshire, and, as I suppose, the eldest son of Robert Falconbridge, a soldier by the honor-giving hand of Coeur de Lion, knighted in the field.
And what art thou?
The son and heir of that same Falconbridge.
Is that the elder, and art thou the heir? You came not of one mother then, it seems.
Most certain of one mother, mighty liege, and as I think, one father. But for the certain knowledge of that truth, I put you o'er to heaven, and my mother.
Out on thee, rude man, thou dost shame my mother and wound her honor with this diffidence.
I, madam, no, that is my brother's plea, none of mine. The which if he can prove, he pops me out at least a fair £500 a year. Heaven guard my mother's honor, and my land.
A good blunt fellow. Why, being younger born, doth he lay claim to thine inheritance?
I know not why, except to get the land, but once he slandered me with bastardy. Compare our faces, and but judge yourself.
He hath the trick of Coeur de Lion's face, and his accent doth affect him. Do you not read some token of my son in the large composition of this man?
Mine eye hath well examined all his parts. Finds them perfect, Richard. Sirrah, speak. What doth move you to claim your brother's land?
Because he hath a half face like my father. Half that face he would have all my land.
My gracious liege, when that my father lived, your brother didn't warn my father much.
Sir, by this you cannot get my land. The tale must be how he employed my mother.
And once dispatched him to an embassy in Germany, there with the emperor to treat of high affairs touching that tongue. The advantage of this took the king, who in the meantime sojourned at my father's, where how he did prevail, I'm ashamed to speak, but truth is truth. Long links of seas and shores between my father and my mother lay, as I heard my father speak himself, when this same lusty gentleman was got. Upon his deathbed, my father bequeathed his lands to me, and took it on his deathbed. This, my mother's son, was none of his. And if he were, he came into this world full 14 weeks before the ghost of time. Then, good my liege, let me have what is mine. My father's land, as was my father's will.
Sirrah, your brother is legitimate. Your father's wife did after wedlock bear him, and if she did play false, the fault was hers. Which fault lies on the hazards of all husbands who marry wives? My mother's son did get your father's heir. Your father's heir must have your father's land.
Shall then my father's will be of no force to dispossess this child which is not his?
Of no more force to dispossess me, sir, than was his will to get me, as I think.
Whither hast thou rather be? brother, to enjoy thy land, or the reputed son of Coeur de Lion, lord of thy presence, and no man's son. I like thee well. Wilt thou forsake thy fortune, bequeath thy land to him, and follow me? I am a soldier now bound to France.
Brother, take you my land, I'll take my chance. Your face have got £500 a year. But so you read for 5% a year. Madam, I will follow you unto the death.
Nay, I would rather have you go before me.
What is thy name?
Philip, my liege. Thus is my name begun. Philip, good old Sir Robert's wife's eldest son.
From henceforth, bear thou the name whose form thou bearest. Kneel thou down, Philip. But arise more great. Arise, Sir Richard and Plantagenet.
Brother, on mother's side, give me your hand. My father gave me honor, yours gave land. Now, blessed be the hour by night or day when I was gone.
Sir Robert was away.
The very spirit of Plantagenet. I am your granddam Richard, call me so.
Not by chance, but not by truth. What though near or far off, well one is still well shot, and I am I, however I was begot.
Go, Falconbridge. Now hast thou thy desire. A landless knight makes thee a landed squire.
Brother, adieu. Good fortune come to thee, but thou wast got in the way of honesty.
Come, madam, and come, Richard. For we must speed for France, for it is more than need. And, ere our coming, see thou shake the bags of hoarding abbots. Use our commission with this utmost force.
Bell, book, and candle shall not hold me back when gold and silver bent me to come on. A foot of honor, better than I was. But many a foot of land poorer. Good then, Sir Richard. God have mercy, fellow. And if his name be George, I'll call him Peter. For new made honor doth forget men's names. 'Tis too respected and sociable for your conversion. Ah, my dear sir, thus leaning on my elbow, I begin. I shall beseech you. That's question now. No, sir, says answer. At your command, at your employment, at your service, sir. No, sir, says question. I, sweet sir, at yours. But who comes hither in such haste in riding robes? Why me? Is my mother. How now, madam, what brings you here to court so hastily?
Where is that slave thy brother? Where is he that holds and chase mine honor up and down?
My brother Robert? Old Sir Robert's son? Is it Sir Robert's son that you seek, sir?
Sir Robert's son? I know and remember Sir Robert's son. Why scornest thou at Sir Robert? He is Sir Robert's son, and so art thou.
No, madam. I am not Sir Robert's son. Sir Robert could eat up his part in me upon Good Friday, and ne'er have broke his fast. Sir Robert could do well, marry to confess. Could he get me? Sir Robert could not do it. We know his handiwork. Therefore, good my mother, to whom am I beholding for these limbs? Sir Robert never hoped to make this leg.
Hast thou conspired with thy brother too? That for thine own gain shouldst defend mine honor. What means this scorn, thou most untoward knave?
Night, good mother, a Salisco leg. What? I am dubbed. I have it on my shoulder. But madam, I am not Sir Robert's son. I have disclaimed Sir Robert and my land. Legitimation, name, all is gone. Therefore, good my mother, let me know my father. Some proper manner.
Hast thou denied thyself a Falconbridge?
As faithfully as I deny the devil.
King Richard Coeur de Lion was thy father. A long and vehement suit, I was seduced to make room for him in my husband's bed. Heaven lay not my transgression to my charge. Thou wert the issue of my dear offense, which was so strongly urged as my defense.
Now, madam, right yet again, I could not wish to be a better father. He that perforce robs lions of their hearts may just as easily win a woman's. Therefore, good my mother, I thank thee with all my heart for my father, who lives and dares but say thou didst not well when I was gone. I'll send his soul to hell. Now, madam, I'll show you to the king.
Before Algiers, well met, brave Austria. Out there is that great forerunner of thy blood, Richard, that robbed the lion of his art and fought the holy wars in Palestine. And by this brave duke came early to his grave. And for the names to his posterity and in our importance, either is he come to spread his colors, boy, in thy behalf, and to rebuke the usurpation of thy unnatural uncle, Oncle Jean. Embrace him. Love him. Give him welcome hither.
God shall forgive you Coeur de Lion's death, the rather that you give his offspring life. I give you welcome with a powerless hand, but with a heart full of unstated love. Welcome before the gates of Angiers, Duke.
Upon thy cheek lay I the zealous kiss, and sealed thee this indenture of my love. That to my home I shall no return. Not of Angiers, the right thou hast in France, even that of England, salute thee for her king. Till then, fair boy, I shall not think of home, but follow arms!
Oh, take your mother's thanks. You'll be his thanks. Till your strong hand shall help to give him strength, to make him more requitable to your love.
The peace of heaven is theirs that raise their swords in such a just and charitable war.
Well then, our cannon shall be bent against the brow of this resisting cloud, that we will make it subject to this law.
You stay for an answer to your embassy, lest unadvised you stain your swords with blood. My Lord Chatillon made in England to bring that right in peace, which here we urge in war.
Oh, a wonder, ladies. Lo, upon thy wish, our messenger Chatillon's arrived. What England says, say briefly, gentle lord.
In brief, a braver choice of dullest spirits, than the English bottoms of the earth, upon the southern tide to do offense in scats in Christendom. The interruption of their churlish stroke cuts off more circumstance. They are at hand, to parley or to fight, therefore prepare.
Let them be welcome then. We are prepared.
Peace be to France, if France in peace permit our just and lineal entrance to our own. If not, bleed France, and peace ascend to heaven, whilst we, God's wrathful agent, do correct their proud contempt that beats his peace to heaven.
Peace be to England, if that war returned from France to England, said to live in peace. England we love, and for that England's sake, with burden of our honor here we sweat. This toil of ours should be a work of thine. But thou from loving England art so far that thou hast underwrought his mortal king. And Geoffrey was thy elder brother born, and this is son. England was Geoffrey's right, and this is Geoffrey's. In the name of God, how comes it then that thou art called a king? When living blood doth in these temples beat, then oh the crown that thou art masterest.
From whom hast thou this great commission in France, to draw my answer from thy articles?
From that supernal judge that stares good thoughts in any breast of strong authority, that judge hath made me guardian to this boy, under whose warrant I diminish thy wrong, and by whose help I mean to chastise the black.
Thou dost usurp authority!
Excuse it is to beat usurping down.
Was it thou dost you call usurper France? Ooh, ooh,
the devil art thou?
Well, then we'll play the devil with you, sir. You may catch your hide in you alone. You are the hare of whom the proverbs speak, whose valor plucks dead lions by the beard. I'll smoke your skin coat and I catch you straight. Sirrah, look to it. Bathe thy hair.
What cracker is this that fills the air with such superfluous breath? King Philip, see what we shall do straight.
Women will break up the conference. King John, this is the very son of all. England and Ireland, Jew, Terrain, men. And right up on them do I claim and see. Now, wilt thou resign them and lay down thy arms?
My life is soon. I defy thee, France! Arthur of Bretagne, yield thee to my hand, and out of my dear love I'll give thee more than e'er the coward hand of France can win. Speak thee, boy.
Come to thy granddam, child.
Do, child, go to it, Grandam, child. Give it Grandam kingdom, and it Grandam will give it a plum, a cherry, and a fig.
Now, running lies to scold, I can produce a will that bars the title of my son.
Lord, who does that? A will, a wicked will, a cankered will, a woman's Grandam's will.
Peace, lady, pause! Or be more temperate. Some trumpets on either to the Wolsey's men of Angiers. Let us hear them speak whose title they admit. Arthur's or Jean's?
Who is it?
It is the one that the chooser was. This France for England.
England for itself. You men of Angiers and my loving subjects.
Now, loving men of Angiers are their subjects. I'll trumpet summon you to this gentle parley.
For our advantage, therefore, hear us first. These flags of France, which stand before the eye and prospect of your town, have hither marched for your endamagement. But on the side of us, your lawful king, behold, the French, amazed, vouchsafe a parle. And now, instead of bullets wrapped in fire, they shoot but calm words folded up in smoke to make a fruitless error in your ears. Which trust accordingly, kind citizens, and let us in, your king, whose labored spirits craves harborage within your city's walls.
So when I have said to make answer to us both, lo, in this hand stands young Plantagenet, son to the elder brother of this man, and king or even all that he enjoys. For this downtrodden equity, ere we trade in warlike march these greens before your town, be pleased then to pay that duty which you truly owe to him that owes it, namely, this young prince. So tell us, will your city call us lord and that the atmosphere challenge it? Or shall we give a signal to our rage and start in blood to our position?
In brief, we are the King of England's subjects. For him and in his right we hold this town.
Acknowledge then the king, and let me in.
That we cannot. But he that proves the king, to him will we prove loyal. Till that time have we round up our gates against the world.
Doth not the crown of England prove the king? If not that, I bring you witnesses.
Oh.
Twice 15,000 heart of England's breed.
Bastards and else.
To satisfy our title with their lives.
As many and as well-born bloods as those?
Some bastards too.
Oh, stand in his face to contradict his claim. Voila!
Kill you! Compound whose right is worthiest, we for the worthiest hold the right from both.
Thank God forgive the sin of all those souls that to their everlasting residence before the fall of evening dew shall fleet in dreadful trial of our kingdom's king.
Amen. Mount them over there! To arms!
He's going to take advantage of the field!
I wonder if he has to bring a little on that voice. We await. Heralds, from how far towers we might behold, from first to last, the onset and retire of both your armies, whose equality by our besters cannot be censured. Both are alike, and both alike are alike. One, a most proof greatest. While they were so even, we hold our tongue for neither, and yet for both.
France! Hast thou yet more blood to cast away? Huh?
England, thou hast not saved one drop of blood in this hot trial more than we of France.
Why spend these royal fronts amazing thus? Cry havoc, kings, back to the stated field!
Whose party do the townsmen yet admit?
Speak, citizens, for England. Who's your king?
The King of England! When we know the king.
Why, no, even us who ear old up is right.
In us that are our own great deputy.
A greater power than we denies all this. Until it be undoubted, we do lack our foremost scruple and our strong barred gates. King God of our fears, until our fear is resolved, be by some certain king purged and deposed.
By heaven! These scrolls of Angiers flout you, kings. Instead, securely on their battlements as in a theater.
Hi, Mom.
Hey guys!
Whence they gape and point at your industrious acts and scenes of death. Your royal presences be ruled by me. Be friends a while, and both conjointly bang your sharpest deeds of malice on the town. From east and west, let France and England point their battering cannon, charge into the mounds, till they have brawled down the flinty ribs of this contemptuous city. That done, dissever your united league and part your mingled colors once again. Turn face to face and bloody point to point. Then, in a moment, fortune shall cull forth out of one side her happy minion, and kiss him with a glorious victory. How like you this wild counsel, mighty kings? Smacks it not something of the policy?
I like it well. France, shall we knit our powers and lay this Angiers even with the ground? Then after, fight who shall be king of it?
Then shall be so. Say where you will ourselves.
We from the west will send destruction into the city's bosom.
I from the north.
And thou from there from the south shall rain their drift of bullets on this town.
Listen, from north and south, Austria and France shoot in each other's mouth. I'll show them to it.
Come away! Here us, greater kings! Vouchsafe a while to stay, and I shall show you peace and a fair first league. win you this city without a stroke or wound. Persever not, but hear me, mighty kings.
Speak on. We are bent to hear.
That daughter there of Spain, the Lady Blanche, is a niece to England. Look upon the years of Louis de Dauphin and that lovely maid. If lusty love should go in quest of beauty, oh, where should he find that fairer than him Blanche?
Him.
If zealous love should find it go in search of virtue, where should he find it purer than him Blanche?
Him.
If love ambitious sought the match of birth, whose veins found richer blood than Lady Blanche, such as she is, in a beauty, a virtue, a birth, is the young Dauphin every way complete. If you marry them, this union shall do more than battery can draw fast close the gates. For at this match, with swifter spleen than powder cannon force, the mouth of passage shall we fling wide open and give you entrance. But without this match, the sea and rains does not have so deaf. Lions more confident, mountains and the rocks are more free from motion. No, not death himself in mortal fury half so peremptory as are we to keep this city.
Here's a sway that shakes the rotten carcass of old death out of his rags. Here's a large mouth indeed that spits forth death and mountains, rocks and seas. Talks as familiarly of roaring lions as maids of 13 do of puppy dogs.
Puppy dogs!
Zeus! I was ne'er so bethumped with words, since first I called my brother's father Dad.
That's not funny.
Son, list to this conjunction, make this match, give with our niece a dowry large enough, or by this knot thou shalt so surely tie thy unassured assurance to the crown, that yon green boy shall have no son to write the bloom that promiseth a mighty fruit. I see it yielding in the looks of France. Mark how they whisper. Urge the other souls are capable of this ambition.
Well, speaking when perhaps the Appin forward first to speak unto the city. What say you?
If that the Dauphin there, thy princely son, can in this book of beauty read, I love, her dowry shall weigh equal with a queen. For fair Touraine, Maine, Pontchards, Anjou, and all that we upon this side the sea, except this town by us now besieged, find liable to our crown and dignity, shall gild her bridal bed, and make her rich in honors, titles, and promotions.
What sayest thou, boy? Look at a lady's face!
I do, and in her eye I see a wonder, or a wondrous milker. I do protest, I never loved myself to now, and fixed to beheld myself drawn in the flattering table of your eye.
My uncle's will in this respect is mine. If he sees aught in you which makes him like, that anything he sees which moves his liking, I can with ease translate it to my will. Or, speak more properly, I lend forth it easily to my love.
What say these young ones? What say you, my niece?
That she is bound and honest still to do what you in wisdom still vouchsafe to say.
Speak then, Prince Dauphin. Can you love this lady? No.
Ask me if I can refrain from love. For I do that most unfeignedly.
Then do I give a question. Touraine, Maine, Pontchards, and Anjou, these 5 provinces. With her to thee, plus this addition more, full 30,000 marks of English coin. Philip of France, thou be pleased with all, command thy son and daughter to join hands.
That pleases us well. Your princes, close your eyes. And citizens of Angiers, open your gates. Let in this amity which you have made. For its sake, marriage shall presently, the rights of marriage shall be solemnized. Is not the Lady Constance, is this true? I know she is not. For this match made up in her presence would have interrupted much. Now, where is she and her son? Tell me,
Who knows? She is sad and passionate at your highness' tent.
But my faith is leagued we have made will give her sadness very little cure. Brother of England, how may we content this widow lady? In her right we came, which we God knows ever tell another way to our own vantage.
We will heal it all. For we'll create young Arthur Duke of Bretagne and Earl of Richmond. And this rich, fair town, we'll make him lord of. Called Lady Constance. Oh, some speedy messenger bid her repair to our solemnity. I trust we shall, if not fill up the measure of her will, yet in some measure satisfy her so that we shall stop her exclamation. Go we as well as haste will suffer us to this unlooked for, unprepared pomp.
I'm thinking a bit of champagne for that room.
Very expensive, that's a bouncing.
Mad world. Mad kings! Mad composition. John, to stop Arthur's tide in the whole, hath willingly departed with a part. And France, whose armor conscience buckled on, whom zeal and charity hath brought to the field as God's own soldier, hath rounded in the ear with this same purpose changer. This sly devil, this smooth-faced gentleman, tickling commodity.
Commodity.
Commodity, commodity. Comedy tag.
Commodity!
Commodity.
Commodity, commodity. Comedy tag.
The bias of the world who of itself is cased well, made to run even upon even ground, till this advantage, this vile drawing bias, this sway of motion, this commodity,
Commodity.
Commodity. Like, commodity. Comedy tag.
makes it take head from all indifferency, from all direction, purpose, course, intent, and this same bias, this commodity,
Commodity.
this bald, this broken, this all-changing, clapped on the outward eye of fickle France, hath drawn him from his own determined aim, from a resolved and honorable war to a base and vile concluded peace. And why rail I on this commodity?
Commodity.
Commodity. Commodity. Comedy tag.
Huh?
Comedy tag. Like he said.
For because he hath not wounded me yet. Not that I have the power to clutch my hand, but his fair angels would salute my fall. But for my hand, as unattempted yet, like a beggar raileth on the rich. And whiles I am a beggar, I will rail and say there is no sin but to be rich. And when I am rich, my virtue then shall be to say there is no sin but beggary. Since kings break faith upon commodity,
Comedy tag. Like he said. Like he said.
like he said, gain be my lord, for I will worship thee.
Louis married Blanche. Oh boy, then where are thou? France friend with England? What becomes of me? There be gone. I cannot brook my sight. This news it made me a most happy man.
What other harm have I, good lady, done, but spoke the harm that is by others done?
I do beseech you, madam, be content. If thou that bids
true, fair daughters, that this blessed day ever in France shall be kept festival. The yearly course that brings this day about shall never seem but a holiday.
A wicked day, not a holy day. What have this day deserved? What have it done that even golden letters should be set among the high tides of the calendar? Nay, rather turn this day out of the week, this day of shame, oppression, perjury. Or if it must stand still, let wives with child pray their moments shall not fall this day, lest that their hopes prodigiously be crossed. But on this day let seamen fear no wreck, no bargains break that are not this day made. This day all things begun come to ill end, yea, faith itself to hollow falsehood change.
My heaven, lady, you shall have no cause to cast the fair proceedings of this day. Have I not gone to you, my majesty?
You have beguiled me with a counterfeit resembling majesty, which, being touched and tried, proves valueless. You are forsworn! Forsworn! You came in arms to spill mine enemy's blood, and now in arms you strengthen it with yours. Are you heavens against these perjured kings? A widow cries, be husband to me, heavens, and not the hours of this ungodly day wear out a day in peace, that ere sunset set ugly discord twixt these perjured kings. Hear me? Oh, hear me!
Lady Constance is.
Armstrong on the strongest side. Thou fortune's champion that dost never fight, but when her humorous ladyship is by to teach thee safety. Thou cold-blooded slave. Hast thou not struck like thunder on my side, been sworn my champion, bidding me depend upon thy stars, thy fortune, and thy strength, and dost thou not fall over to my foes? Thou wear a lion's hide. Doff it for shame and hang it costly among those recreant limbs.
Oh, a man would say these words to me.
And hang a calfskin on those recreant limbs.
Thou darest not say so, villain, for thy life.
And hang a calfskin on those recreant limbs.
Will you like to have this? Now let's forget myself.
Here comes the holy legate of the Pope.
Hail, you anointed deputies of heaven. To thee, King John, my holy errand is. I, Pandulph of fair Milan, cardinal, and from Pope Innocent the legate here, do in his name religiously demand, why thou against the church our holy mother so willfully doth spurn, and force perforce keep Stephen Langton, chosen Archbishop of Canterbury, from that holy see. In this our foresaid holy father's name, Pope Innocent, I do demand of thee.
What earthly name to interrogatories can task the free breath of a sacred king? Tell him this tale, and from the mouth of England add thus much more, that no Italian priest shall tithe or toll in our dominions. But as we under heaven are supreme head, where we do reign, we will alone uphold, without the assistance of a mortal hand. So tell the Pope all reverence set apart for him and his usurped authority. You and all the kings of Christendom are led so grossly by this meddling priest. Yet I alone do me oppose against the Pope, and count his friends my foes.
Then by the lawful power that I have, thou shalt stand cursed and excommunicate. And blessed shall he be that doth revolt from his allegiance to an heretic. And meritorious shall that hand be called, canonized and worshipped as a saint, that takes away by any secret cause thy hateful life.
Oh, lawful let it be that I have room with Rome to curse a while. Good Father Cardinal, cry thou amen to my keen curses. For without my wrong, there is no tongue hath power to curse him right.
There's law and warrant, lady, for my curse.
The law cannot give my child his kingdom here, for he that holds his kingdom holds the law. Therefore, since law itself is perfect wrong, how can the law forbid my tongue to curse?
Philip of France, on peril of a curse, let go the hand of this arch heretic, and raise the power of France upon his head, unless he do submit himself to Rome.
Lookest thou pale, France? Do not let go thy hand.
Look to that devil, lest that France repent, and by disjoining hands hell lose a soul.
King Philip, Listen to the cardinal.
And hang a casket on his rectum lips.
Philip, what sayest thou to the cardinal?
What should we say but as the cardinal?
Father, bethink you, for the difference is purchased at the heaven curse from Rome. But I might lost in England for a friend. For good the easier.
That's the curse from. Oh, Lewis, stand fast. The devil tempts me here in likeness of a new, untrimmed bride.
Lady Constance speaks not from the faith, but from me.
Oh, if thou grant my need, which only lives but by the death of faith, that need must needs infer this principle, that faith will live again by death of need. Oh, then tread down my need, and faith mounts up. Keep my need up, and faith is trodden down.
The king is moved and answers not to this.
Oh, be removed from him and answer well.
King Philip, hang the woman down.
And nothing but a calfskin, most sweet lout.
I am perplexed and know not what to say.
What canst thou say that would perplex thee more if thou stand excommunicated cursed?
Good, reverend father, make my peasant yours, and tell me how you will bestow yourself, as this will on newly knit with all religious strength of sacred vows. The latest friend to keep and sound the words was peace, war, faith, peace, amity, true love between our kingdoms and our royal selves. Shall these ants so lately badge their blood play fast and loose to faith? Oh, holy sir, my reverend father, let it not be so. Under your good grace devise, or ordain and all some gentle order that we may be blessed to do your pleasure.
And continue, friends. It is religion that doth make vows kept. But thou hast sworn against religion by what thou swearest against the thing thou swearest, and makes an oath, the surety for thy truth against an oath. The truth thou art unsure to swear, swears only not to be forsworn, else what a mockery should it be to swear. But thou hast sworn only to be forsworn, and most forsworn to keep what thou dost swear. Therefore thy later vows against thy first is in thyself rebellion to thyself.
Rebellion! Flat rebellion!
Will it not be? Will not a calfskin stop that mouth of thine?
Father, do!
Upon thy wedding day? Against the blood that thou hast married? Oh, but shall our feast be kept with slaughtered men? Shall ring trumpets loud, shrill strung, clamors of hell be measures to our palm? No, husband, I alike come you, is that word to my mouth, and for that name which till this time my tongue dare pronounce. Upon my knees I beg you not to arms against my uncle.
Oh, upon my knee, made hard and kneeling. I do pray to thee, thou virtuous Dauphin, alter not the doom forgot by heaven.
What motive may be stronger with thee than the name of wife?
That which upholdeth him that fearfuls, his honor. Oh, thine honor, Lewis, thine honor.
I muse your majesty doth seem so cold, when such profound respects do pull you on.
I will denounce a curse upon his head.
Oh, thou shalt not need. England, I will fall.
Oh, fair return of famished majesty.
Oh, foul revolt of French inconstancy.
Yes! Thou shalt do this hour within this hour! Oh, look to thyself. Thou art in jeopardy. No more than he that threats. To arms, I call!
The sons o'er cast with blood. Fair day adieu. Which is the side that I must go withal? I'm with both, each army hath a hand. And in their rage they whirl asunder and dismember me. Husband, I cannot pray that thou mayest win. Uncle, I need to pray that thou mayest lose.
Come back here, you pussy boy!
Father, I may not wish the fortune thine. Brandon, I cannot wish thy wishes thrive. Whoever wins, on that side shall I lose. Assured loss, before the match be played.
Lady, with me thy fortune lies.
There where my fortune lives, there my life dies.
Home!
Cousin, look not sad. And my uncle will as dear be to thee as thy father was.
Oh, this will make my mother die of grief.
Gentle Hubert, we owe thee much. Give me thy hand. I had a thing to say. But I will fit it with some better time. By heaven, Hubert, I am almost ashamed to say what good respect I have of thee.
I am much bound into your majesty.
Good friend, thou hast no cause to say so, yet. But thou shalt have. Creep time ne'er so slow, yet it shall come for me to do thee good. I had a thing to say, but let it go. Oh, if thou couldst see me without eyes, hear me without ears, and make reply without a tongue, then, without eyes, ears, or harmful sound of words, I would into thy bosom pour my thoughts. But I will not. Yet I do love thee well, and by my troth, I think thou lovest me well.
So well that what you bid me undertake, though my death were adjunct to mine act, by heaven I would do it.
Do not I know thou wouldst? Oh, Hubert, Hubert, Hubert. Throw thine eye on yon young boy. I tell thee what, my friend, he is a very serpent in my way. And wheresoe'er this foot of mine doth tread, he lies before me. Dost thou understand me? Thou art his keeper.
And I shall keep him so that he shall not offend your majesty.
Death!
My lord,
A grave!
he shall not live.
Enough! Well, I could be merry now. Well, I will not say what I had intended for thee. Courage and comfort, all shall yet go well.
What can go well when we have run so ill? Are we not beaten? He is not empty as lost out there, taken prisoner. The vast dear friend slain. Bloody England and the England gone are bearing interruption despite France.
What he hath won, that hath he fortified. When could they bear that England had his praise, so we can find some pattern of our share?
Look, comes here. A grave unto a soul.
There now. I see the issue of your peace.
Patience, kind lady. Comfort, gentle Constance.
No. And if I will comfort or redress that which brings true comfort, true redress. Death. Death. Oh, amiable, lovely death, come grin on me, and I will think thou smilest. It must be as thy wife. Misery's love, oh, come to me.
Lady, what a madness and not sorrow.
Thou art not policy to make me mad and African, and thou shalt be canonized. For being not mad but sensible in grief, my reasonable thought produces reason, how I may be delivered of these woes, and teaches me to kill or hang myself. If I were mad, I should forget my son. How madly think a babe of clouds were he. I am not mad. Too well, I feel the different plague of each calamity. And at Father Cardinal, I have heard you say that we shall see and know our friends in heaven. If that be true, then I shall see my boy again. And no canker sorrow eat my bud, and chase the native beauty from his cheek. He will look as hollow as a ghost, and so he'll die, and rising so again, when I shall see him in the court of heaven, I shall not know him. Therefore never shall I see my pretty Arthur more.
You hold too heinous a respect to grief.
He talked to me that never had a son.
You're as fond of grief as of your child.
Grief fills the room up of my absent child. Lies in his bed. Walks up and down with me. Puts on his pretty looks. Repeats his words. Remembers me of all his gracious thoughts. Still sad his naked garments with his form. Therefore my reason to be fond of grief. Fare you well. Have you such a cause for grief as I could give better comfort than you do. Oh, Lord, I offer my fair son, my life, my joy, my food, my all the world, my widow's comfort, and my sorrow's cure.
I fear some outrage. I will follow her.
There is nothing in this world that could make me joy. Life is as tedious as a twice-told tale, vexing the dull ear or the drowsy mind. And bitter shame hath spoiled the sweet world's taste, that it yields naught but shame and bitterness.
What are you lost by losing an estate?
All days of glory, joy, and happiness.
If you would want it, certainly you had. 'Tis strange to think how much King John hath lost, and this which he accounts so clearly won. Are you not grieved that Arthur's his prisoner?
As heartily as he is glad he hath him.
Your mind is all as youthful as your blood. Now hear me speak with a prophetic spirit. John hath seized Arthur, and it cannot be that whilst warm life plays in that infant's veins, the misplaced John should entertain 1 hour, 1 minute, nay, 1 quiet breath of rest. A scepter snatched from an unruly hand must be boisterously maintained as gain. That John should stand, then Arthur needs must fall. So be it, for it cannot be but so.
What shall I gain by young Arthur's fall?
You and the right of Lady Blanche, your wife.
Oh.
They didn't make all the claim that Arthur did. John lays you plots. The times conspire with you. This act, so evilly born, shall cool the hearts of all his people and freeze up their zeal. That none so small advantage shall step forth to check his reign, but they will cherish it, plainly denouncing vengeance upon John.
Maybe he will not harm young Arthur's life, but keep him safe in his imprisonment.
Oh, sir, when he shall hear your reproach, if that young Arthur be not gone already, even upon that news he dies. And then the hearts of all his people shall revolt from him. Oh, noble Dauphin, go with me to the king. 'Tis wonderful what may be wrought out of their discontent. If but a dozen French would err in arms, they should be as a call to train 10,000 English to their side. For England go, I will wait on the king.
Strong reasons make strong actions. Let us go. If you say aye, the king will not say no.
Heat me this iron hot, and look thou stand within the arise. When I strike my foot upon the bosom of the ground, rush forth and bind the boy which you shall find with me fast to the chair. Be heedful hence and watch.
I hope your warrant bears out the day.
Good morrow, little prince.
Good morrow, Hubert. You are sad.
Indeed, I have been married.
Mercy on me, methinks nobody should be sad but I. So I out of prison and kept sheep, I should be as merry as the day is long. So would I be here, but that I doubt my uncle practices more harm to me. He is afraid of me. And I of him. Is it my fault that I was Geoffrey's son? No, indeed it's not. I would to heaven I were your son, so you would love me, Hubert. Are you sick, Hubert? You look pale today. In sooth, I would you were a little sick. Then I might sit all night and watch with you. I warrant I love you more than you do me.
Read here, young Arthur.
Must you, with hot irons, burn out both mine eyes?
Young boy, I must.
And will you?
And I will.
Have you the heart? Will you put out mine eyes? These eyes that never did nor never shall so much as frown on you.
I have sworn to do it, and with hot irons must I burn them out.
None but in this iron age would do it. The iron of itself, though heat red hot, approaching near mine eyes, would drink my tears and quench his fire indignation, even in the matter of mine innocence. Nay, after that, consume away and rust, but for containing fire to harm mine eyes. Are you more stubborn hard than hammered iron? And if an angel should have come to me and told me, Hubert should put out mine eyes, I would not have believed him. No tongue but Hubert's.
Come forth! Do as I bid you do.
Oh, save me, Hubert, save me! My eyes are out even with the fierce looks of these bloody men.
Give me the iron, I say. Bind him here.
Last what need you be so boisterous rough? I will not struggle, I will stand stone still. For heaven's sake, Hubert, let me not be bound. Nay, hear me, Hubert. Drive these men away, and I will sit as quiet as a lamb. I will not stir, nor wince, nor speak a word, nor look upon the iron. I will thrust put these men away, and I'll forgive you whatever torment you do put me to.
Go stand with him. Let me alone.
Best pleased to be from such a deed.
Alas, that I have chid away my friend. The stern look with a gentle heart. Let him come back, that his compassion may give life to yours.
Come, boy, prepare yourself.
Is there no remedy?
Go to, hold your tongue.
Let me not hold my tongue, Hubert, let me not. Or, Hubert, if you will, cut out my tongue, that I may keep mine eyes, oh spare mine eyes, though to no use but still will look on you. Oh, by my troth, the instrument is cold and would not harm me.
I can heat it, boy.
Nay, in good sooth, the fire is dead with grief. There is no malice in this burning coal. The breath of heaven hath blown his spirit out and strewn repentant ashes on his head.
My breath, I can revive it.
And if you do, you will but make it blush and glow for shame of your proceedings, Hubert. All things that you should use to do me wrong deny their office. Only you do lack that mercy which fierce fire and iron extend.
Well, touch thine eye for all the money that thine uncle owes. Yet I am sworn and I did purpose with this very same iron to burn them out.
Oh, now you look like Hubert. All this while you were disguised.
Peace, no more, and you. Your uncle must not know, but you are dead. And, pretty child, sleep doubtless and secure, Lady Hubert, and the wealth of all the world.
Oh, heavens! Thank you, Hubert.
Silence. Go close to the inn. Which danger do I undergo?
Now, once again, we sit. Once again crowned, and looked upon, I hope, with cheerful eyes.
This once again, but that your highness, please, was once superfluous. You were crowned before, and that high royalty was never plucked off.
Therefore, to be possessed with double pomp, to guard a title that was rich before, is wasteful and ridiculous excess.
When workmen strive to do better than well, they do confound their skills in covetousness, and oftentimes excusing of a fault doth make the fault the worse by the excuse. As patches set upon a little breach discredit more in hiding of the fault than the fault before it was so patched.
To this effect, before you were new crowned, we breathed our counsel, but it pleased your highness to overbear it. We are all well pleased, for all and every part of what we would doth make a stand at what your highness will.
Some reasons for this double coronation I have possessed you with. Meantime, but ask what you would have reformed that is not well, and well shall you perceive how willingly I will both hear and grant your requests.
Then I, both for myself and your safety, heartily request the enfranchisement of Arthur. If what unrest you have in right you hold, why then your fear should move you to mew up your tender kinsman? Let it be our suit upon our wheel. Counts it your will, and have his liberty.
Let it be so. I do commit his youth to your direction. Hubert! What news?
This is the man should do the bloody deed. He showed his warrant to a friend of mine. The image of a wicked, heinous fault looks in his eye. That close aspect of his doth show the mood of a much troubled beast. And I do fearfully believe 'tis done if we so have a charge to do.
The color of the king does not show between his purpose and his conscience. His passion so bright that it will break.
And when it breaks, I fear will issue thence the foul corruption of a sweet child.
We cannot hold mortality's strong hand. Good lords, although my will to you is living, the suit which you demand is gone and dead. He tells us that Arthur is deceased tonight.
Indeed, we feared his sickness was past cure.
Indeed. We heard how near death he was before the child himself felt he was sick. This must be answered either here or hence.
Why you been such solemn brows on me? Think you I bear the shears of destiny? Have I commandment on the pulse of life?
It is apparent foul play, and 'tis shame that greatness should so grossly offer it. So thrive it in your game, and so farewell.
Stay yet, Lord Salisbury. I'll go with thee. This must not be thus born. This must cry out to all our sorrows, for ere long I doubt.
They burn in indignation. I repent. There is no sure foundation set on blood, no certain life achieved by others' death. A fearful eye thou hast. Where is that blood that I have seen inhabit in those cheeks? Ah!
From France to England, Never such a power for any foreign preparation was levied in the body of the land. The copy of your speed is learned by them. The tidings comes that they are all arrived.
Oh, where hath our intelligence been drunk? Where hath it slept? Where is my mother's care? That such an army can be drawn in France and she not hear of it.
The 1st of April died your noble mother.
Wildly then walks my estate in France, under whose conduct came those powers of France.
Under the Dauphin.
How I have sped among the clergy, the sums I have collected shall express. And here's a prophet I have brought with me from forth the streets of Pomfret, whom I found with many hundreds treading on his heels, to whom he sung in rude, harsh-sounding rhymes that before the next Ascension Day at noon, your Highness should render up his crown.
Prophet, wherefore didst thou so?
For knowing that the truth will fall out so.
Hubert, away with him, imprison him, and on that day at noon whereon he says I shall yield up my crown, let him be hanged. Oh my cousin! Oh my cousin, here's now the news abroad, who are arrived.
The French, my liege, whose mouths are full of it. And on the way I met Lord Pembroke and Lord Salisbury and others more, going to seek the grave of Arthur, whom they say is killed tonight on your suggestion.
Gentle kinsman, go and thrust thyself into their companies. I have a way to win their loves again.
I will go seek them out.
Let me have no subject enemies. When adverse foreigners do affright my town with dreadful pomp of stout invasion.
My lord, you say 5 moons were seen tonight. Old men in beldams in the streets do prophesy upon it dangerously. Young Arthur's death is common in their mouths.
Why seekest thou to possess me with these fears? Why urgest thou so oft young Arthur's death? Thy hand hath murdered him. I had a mighty cause to wish him dead, but thou had none to kill him.
No had, my lord. Did you not provoke me?
It is the curse of kings to be attended by slaves who take their humors for a warrant, to break within the bloody house of life, and on the wing of an authority to understand the law, to know the meaning of dangerous majesty when, perchance, it frowns more upon humor than advises respect.
Here's your hand and seal for what I did.
How hawk sight of means to do ill deeds make ill deeds done. Had thou not been by, quoted and signed to do a deed of shame, this murder had not come into my mind. But, taking note of my abhorred aspect, I fatally broke with thee of Arthur's death. And thou, to be endeared of a king, made it no conscience to destroy a prince. And thou but shook thy hand, or made pause, or turned an eye of doubt upon my face, deep shame would have struck me. But thou dost understand what I say. Thou stop, this let my heart consent, and consequently, thy rude hand to act, the deed which both our tongues held vile to name. Out of my sight, never see me more. Oh, my nobles leave me. And my state is braved even at my gates with the ranks of foreign power. Nay, in the body of the fleshy land, this kingdom, this confine of blood and breath, hostility and civil tumult reigns between my conscience and my cousin's death. Oh.
Arm you against your other enemies. I'll make a peace between your soul and you. Young Arthur is alive!
Doth Arthur live? forgive the comment that my passion made upon thy feature, for my rage was blind. Oh, answer not, but to my closet bring all the lords with all expedient haste. Hey, I conjure thee but slowly, or more fast. My mother dead.
Gentilian, a noble lord of France. Tomorrow morning let us meet him then.
It is our safety, and we must embrace this gentle offer of the perilous time.
Once more today well met, tempered lords. The king by me requests your presence straight.
The king hath dispossessed himself of us. We will not line his thin, be-stained cloak with our pure honors, nor attend the foot that leaves the print of blood wherever it walks. Return and tell him so. We know the worst. Our griefs and not our manners reason now.
But there's little reason in your grief. Therefore, to a reason you have manners now.
This is the prison. What does he lies here?
Oh, death made proud with pure and princely beauty.
Sir Richard, what think you?
It is a damned and bloody work. The graceless action of a heavy hand. That be the work of any hand.
If that it be the work of any hand. We had a kind of life that would ensue. It was the shameful work of Hubert's hand, the practice and the purpose of the king.
My lords, I am hot with haste in seeking you. Arthur doth live! The king has sent for you.
Avaunt, thou hateful villain, get thee gone.
I am no villain.
Thou art a murderer.
Lord Pembroke, I am none.
Oh, who killed this prince?
It's not an hour since I left him well.
Away with me, all you whose souls abhor the uncleanly savors of a slaughterhouse, for I am stifled with this smell of sin.
Away toward Buren to the Dauphin then. There to tell the king he may inquire us out.
Well, here's a good world. Knew you of this fair work? I do suspect thee very grievously.
I left him well.
Bear him in thy arms and follow me with speed, all to the king. 1,000 businesses are here at hand, and heaven itself will frown upon the land.
Thus do I yield up into your hand the circle of my glory.
Take again from this my hand as holding it a pope, your sovereign greatness and authority.
Now, go meet the French, and from His Holiness use all your power to stop their marches before we are inflamed.
It was my breath that blew this tempest up, upon your stubborn usage of the pope. But since you're a gentle convertite, my tongue shall hush again this storm of war, and make fair weather in your blustering land. Go I to make the French lay down their arms.
Is this Ascension Day? Did not the prophets say that before Ascension Day at noon, my crown I should give off? Even so I have. I did suppose it should be on constraint, but heaven be praised, it is but voluntary.
Your nobles will not hear you, mighty liege, and are gone to offer service to your enemy. And wild amazement hurries up and down the little number of your doubtful friends.
But would not my lords return to me again after they heard young Arthur was alive?
They found him dead and cast into the street.
The villain Hubert told me he did live.
So on my soul he did, for aught he knew.
The legate of the Pope hath been with me, and I have made a happy peace with him. And he hath promised to dismiss the powers led by the Dauphin.
Inglorious league. Let us, my liege, to arms! Perchance the cardinal cannot make your peace. Or if he do, let it at least be said they saw we had a purpose of revenge.
Have thou the ordering of the present time.
Come, away, and with good courage. And yet I know our party will meet a prouder foe.
Lord Chatillon, let this be copied out and keep it safe for my remembrance. Both they and we, perusing all these notes, may know wherefore we took the sacrament, and keep our faiths firm and inviting.
Upon our sides, it shall never be broken. And, noble Dauphine, albeit we swear a voluntary zeal and an unurged faith to your proceedings, yet, believe me, Prince, I am not glad that such a sore of time should seek a plaster by contemned revolt, and heal the inveterate canker of one wound by making many. Oh, it grieves my soul that we, the sons and children of this isle, were born to see so sad an hour as this, wherein we fill up her enemies' ranks and follow unacquainted colors here.
Oh, what a noble combat thou hast fought between compulsion and brave respect. Renowned Salisbury, lift up thy brow. Come, for thou shalt thrust thy hand as deep into the purse of rich prosperity as Louis himself. So noble shall you hold that needs your sinews to the strength of man.
Hail, noble Prince of France. The rest is this. King John hath reconciled himself to Rome. His spirit is come in that so stood out against the Holy Church. Therefore thy threatening colors now wind up and tame the savage spirit of wild war.
Your grace shall pardon me, I will look back. Your breath first kindled the dead coal of wars. And come ye now to tell me that John hath made his peace with Rome? What is this peace to me? I, by the honor of my marriage bed, claim this land as my own. And now it is half conquered, must I back because that John hath made his peace with Rome? Am I Rome's slave? What penny hath Rome borne? What men provided munitions sent to undertake this action? Who else but I? And as to my claim are liable, sweat in this business and maintain this war. Have I not here the best counts you can?
You look but on the outside of this work.
Sacral insight. I will not return to my temple so much glorified as to my upper hope was promised.
My holy lord of Milan, from the king I come to learn how you have dealt for him.
The Dauphin is too willful opposite. He flatly says he'll not lay down his arms.
The youth says well. Now hear our English king. He is prepared, and reason too he should. This unhaired sauciness, boyish troops the king doth smile at, and is very well prepared to whip this dwarfish war, these pygmy arms from out the circle of his territories. And you, degenerate, you ingrate rebels, you bloody Neros, ripping up the wound of your dear mother England, blush for shame.
There end thy brave, and turn thy face in peace. We grant thou canst outscold us, but we hold our time too precious to be spent with such a predator.
Give me leave to speak.
No, I will speak.
We will attend to neither. Strike up our drums, and at the time of war, plead for our interest in our being here.
Indeed, your drums being beaten will cry out, as will you being beaten. For here at hand, not trusting to this halting legate here, whom he hath used rather for sport than need, is warlike John, whose purpose on this day is to feast upon whole thousands of the French.
Strike up our drums to find this danger out.
And thou shalt find it, Dauphin, not doubt.
horse feet. For if the French be lords of this well day, they mean to recompense your pains by cutting off your heads. Thus hath he sworn.
May this be possible? May this be true?
What in the world should make me now deceive, since I should lose the use of all deceit? I say again, if Louis do in the day, he is forsworn that ere those eyes of yours behold another daybreak in the east. Even this ill night your breathing shall expire, paying the fine for rated treachery, even with the treacherous fine of all your lives. For that my grandsire was an Englishman, away from my conscience to confess all this. In lieu of, I pray you, bear me hence, from forth the noise and rumor of the field, that I might part my body and my soul with contemplation and devout desire.
Away, my friends, new flight, and happy newness that intends Albright.
I tell thee, Ewer, half my power this night passing these flats are taken by the tide. The Lincoln marshes have devoured them. Myself, well mounted, hardly have escaped.
Lord Chatillon is slain. Oh. The English lords, by his persuasion, are again fallen off. Oh. And your supply, which you have wished so long, are cast away and sung as Goodwin sang.
Foul shrewd news, be shrewd thy very heart. I did not think to be so sad tonight. Here, kitty, kitty.
Free! What's the news?
The king, I fear, is poisoned by a monk.
How did he take it? Who did taste to him?
A monk, I tell you, a resolved villain whose bowels suddenly burst out. The king yet speaks, and peradventure may recover.
Who didst thou leave to tend his majesty?
Why, know you not? All the lords have come back, at whose request the king hath pardoned them, and they are all about his majesty.
Away before, conduct me to the king! I doubt he will be dead ere I come.
Aye, Mary, now my soul hath no low room. I would not out at windows or at doors. There is so hot a summer in my bosom, that all my bowels crumble up to dust. I am a soul, a scribbled form drawn with a pen upon a parchment. Against this flame do I shrink.
How fares your majesty?
more string to stay it by, and all this which thou seest to turn to one thread, one little hair. And then all this which thou seest is but the cloud and the module of confounded royalty.
I am the signet to this pale faint swan. And from the organ piper frailty sings his soul and body to its lasting rest.
Dead! Forsook! Cast off! And then of you will be the winter come to thrust his icy fingers into my maw. Let my king's fingers take their course through my burning bosom. Nor to the north, whose gentle winds kiss my parted lips and comfort me with cold. I grasp the much, I make cold comfort, and so ungrateful that you deny me that.
As it on earth hath been thy servants, to push destruction and perpetual shame out of the windows of this fainting land. Let us pay the time but needful woe, since it hath been beforehand the robbery. This England never did, nor never shall, lie at the proud foot of a conqueror, but when it first did help to wound itself. Now these are from the three corners of the world at arms, and we shall shock them. Naught shall make us rude, if England to itself do rest but true.